This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Hey guys, I'm always so thankful for my executive producers at Patreon.com and their input on helping me determine what I'm going to review next. This time, however, the way that they voted allows me to be thankful for another one of my personal influences, the one and only Dr. Seuss. This year marks the 30th anniversary of his passing, and as a way of celebrating his works, this last September focused on a handful of TV specials that he helped create, as well as the feature-length adaptation of The Cat in the Hat, which was so terrible that his widow sued Universal Studios into never making another live-action movie based on his books ever again. Today we're going to be looking at his first and only feature film that he himself wrote, The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. I guess this is going to be about how Mr. T finally got his doctorate? Take 2 of these and call me in the morning, foo! Also joining Dr. Seuss on writing duties is Alan Scott, the Golden Age Green Lantern? Did he make the green eggs and ham? Wow, doesn't this sound just like Dr. Seuss? The whimsy! The whimsy!
And the bright colors. This screams Seuss.
Once the credits are done, we meet a little boy with happy fingers on his head.
I don't know why, but I'm concerned. And now we've got a spotlight wearing hammer pants and the color guard.
Don't worry, I'm sure that this will not make sense later. We dissolve to the real world, revealing that all of that was just a dream. Short movie, huh? Young Bart here is tormented by his overbearing piano teacher, Dr. Terwilliger. Wait a minute. Bart is being tormented by Terwilliger? Dr. Seuss created Sideshow Bob!
Hello, Bart.
Anyway, Dr. T here is played by Hans Conried, whom you probably remember most as Captain Hook from Disney's Peter Pan, but to see him in this movie, it's really easy to imagine him one day playing the Grinch.
1 month before I present all my pupils in a grand concert. And I'm not going to let one dreary little boy humiliate me, do you understand?
Brickalize me, will they? I'll brickalize the entire township.
I don't think the piano's my instrument.
What other instruments are there, pray tell? Scratchy violins? Screechy piccolos? Nauseating trumpets? Etc., etc.? Now I want you to practice and practice and practice until you are perfect. Good day, young man.
The music started turning into the Wicked Witch theme. I think he might be the villain.
Oh, and look, he even has his own Max.
Well, that's my problem. Dr. Terwilliger's the only enemy I've got.
How many enemies were you expecting to have?
I can't think of one nice thing to say about him, because there isn't any.
That's fine, just stop staring into my soul.
That's my mother. I like her. I try to be everything she wants me to be, particularly since my father died.
Anyone else getting Norman Bates vibes from this kid?
Mom insists that Bart continue practicing the piano, so practice he must.
10 little dancing maidens dancing oh so fine. 10 happy little fingers and they're mine, all mine. They're mine, they're mine. Now isn't that just fine?
One day he's gonna sing that about all the girls he has trapped in his basement. He introduces us to his plumber, who I guess is the closest thing to a positive male presence in his life.
It's not an easy thing to bring up a boy without a father.
I realize that. Maybe you're right.
Maybe even if he never learns to play the piano, maybe the discipline's good for him anyway. Maybe.
There are no maybes about it. I assure you, I know what's good for him. And he's going to learn to play that piano if I have to keep him at that keyboard forever.
Damn, Mom's horrifying too. No wonder Dad never came back from buying that pack of cigarettes.
Bart bores himself into a stupor and wakes up in the cover of Dr. Seuss's latest book, Oh, the Places You'll Die.
Am I the only one expecting to see blood on the keys from him hammering away like that?
We're all expecting that, sweetheart. You might be thinking that this piano is a little much, but Dr. T here reveals his master plan.
At 6 a.m. sharp, all the others will arrive.
What others?
When I say you don't think I built this great piano just for you, have you no concept that I am on the eve of my greatest triumph? Tomorrow, I will fulfill the dream of my lifetime. Tomorrow, the Terwilliger Institute, my Happy Finger Institute. Tomorrow, we will celebrate the official grand opening. Tomorrow, down below me, I will have 500 little boys, 5,000 little fingers.
Nope. Nothing creepy about this! After telling him that he's f***ing nuts, Dr. T tells Bart to go to his cell. Which is totally not crazy at all. He passes Oz the Great and Powerful, who exposits that the Institute is surrounded by electrified barbed wire, and that it's hopeless to escape. Again, completely above reproach, and not crazy in the slightest. It's cute that the music is trying to sell this as something fun and whimsical instead of, horrifying. After bumping into Mr. Plumber Pants, Bart finds that his mother is acting as Dr. T's number 2.
Mom? Mom!
Mrs. Collins!
I've changed into my Seussian smoking jacket. It's time for some lovin'.
Why are you standing there with that null and void expression? No, don't tell me. I know the workings of your mind, Mrs. Collins. You've been thinking of your son again.
After getting a call on their interocitor from the guards of Casbamopolis about Bart not being in his cell, Dr. T calls for his capture.
Mrs. Collins, turn on searchlights number 1 to 50 inclusive.
Why is Mr. Twiddledick calling her Mrs. Collins?
We need to remember that this whole movie is taking place in Bart's subconscious. Would you rather Dr. T call her Mother?
Good point.
Contrary-wise, what mother wouldn't want to send her son to this Institute of Fine Music and subsequently marry its architect?
It's like Dr. Seuss and Tim Burton had an evil baby.
So I wouldn't step here, and I wouldn't step there. I would only step round with the greatest of care, and it's hopeless to try to escape through the air. It's crime time to search, we are every which way.
By the way, these two twins who are joined at the beard, just think about that for a second, are played by a real pair of twins. Why go through the trouble of that kind of casting when most of their faces are covered with fur and we never see them in close-up? I have no idea. Bart eventually escapes and runs into Mr. Plumber Pants again. He tries to tell him that he needs to save his mom, from associating with someone of her own free will, I guess, but Mr. Plumber Pants doesn't believe him.
But you're my only hope.
Well, just give up hope right here and now.
Boy, I'd hate to have you for a father.
That's okay. I'm not interested in being your father.
Just what makes you think I'd want to be your father?
Yeah, this just came out of nowhere. It's established that Bart doesn't have a father, and yeah, that sucks. But his mom never shows any interest in Plumber Pants. He and Bart share no screen time before this dream. It looks like Bart's stalking him. Plumber Pants goes out to install more sinks before the Institute opens tomorrow. Then Bart starts rowing, and he and Plumber Pants continue fishing together. Bear in mind, this is happening in the kid's dream. He got so bored with his own dream that he's imagining playing make-believe with one of his figments.
Was it not in the budget for them to bring this to life? A cardboard boat or something for them to fish in, because this is freaky as hell.
You be the captain, I'll be the crew.
And now he's getting all snuggly with his mom's plumber.
I know I'm supposed to tell you not to make jokes during the emotional scenes, but this is creepy! Why does no one see how creepy this is?
Dream stuff, funny thing about this dream stuff.
And now he's dreaming about getting all snuggly with his mom's plumber, while said plumber is singing a romantic ballad that sounds like Bella Notte.
I was hoping that your executive producers would choose a monster in Paris, but they betrayed me! And why is he singing with that vacant Ted Bundy stare? First I was scared of the kid, now I'm scared for the kid. Stop scaring me, Dr. Seuss!
Yeah, I know what happens now.
So do I. In every other movie at the time, they would have a moment exactly like this, and the hero would then break things up before things would get too mushy with his lady co-star. And then Bart pesters Plumber Pants into helping him save his mom, as if the last 5 minutes of mime fishing and creepy romancing didn't happen. Wasn't that pointless? By the way, I love all these hands splattered all over the place. It looks like the master lives here. So they go to free Bart's mom from her captivity. Wow. I'm gonna love wearing your skin. But Dr. T shows up. Then they start mamushka fighting?
Gotta give them this much. Those gentlemen are brilliant actors. How did they do this with a straight face?
You don't know what they're doing, all that you do know is that they're doing it well. Was it good for you too? Dr. T convinces Plumber Pants that everything going on there is legit, thanks in no small part to Mrs. Collins blandly flirting with him, but Dr. T locks her away until he can hypnotize her again. Not sure what the point of that is. The way she leaps in there to come to his defense, it sounds like his hypnotic hold over her is perfectly fine, or she's legitimately into him. Since Plumber Pants is sufficiently thrown off the trail, all Bart can do is offer to pay him to delay the Institute's opening by uninstalling the sinks, but since he doesn't have the money to do that, he sneaks into Dr. T's bedroom to break into his safe.
Yes, come on in and play Happy Fingers with me, boy.
The key to the safe is tucked away in Dr. T's metronome, so how does Bart get it? Not gonna lie, that's actually pretty clever. It's like he's an annoying little Indiana Jones. No, not that one! After grabbing a handful of cash and Dr. T's order to kill Plumber Pants, he trips on alarm and the guards are after him again. He escapes into the dungeon, where Dr. T keeps the scratchy violins, screechy piccolos, nauseating trumpets, etc., etc.
This is the weirdest Chippendale show ever.
All the Who's down in Whoville smoked all kinds of meth. They couldn't really dance, but they were doing their best. Seriously, what kind of drugs was this kid smoking to dream this crap? What are we even looking at here? The Blue Men Group while they were still experimenting with their gimmick? Or is this a preview for Hulk the Broadway musical? Really?
Hey, like Twiddledick and Plumber Pants, they got through this whole thing without laughing. Seemed like the right thing to do.
Fair enough. After 6 minutes of that pointlessness, Bart finds Plumber Pants again and gets him on his side after showing him his death warrant.
Now you gonna help me?
From here on in, partner, we're in this thing together.
You've welched out on me before.
But I give you my word of honor.
But I'm taking no chances. We're gonna seal this oath in blood.
They're sealing their pact in blood. This kid is the devil.
Of course his instrument isn't the piano, it's the violin.
Do you, Mr. Zabludowski, promise to be trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly,
I do.
courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful,
I do.
thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent?
I do.
Well, that's it, Pop.
Pop?
Didn't you know? This makes you my old man.
Good God, this kid has a shrine to this guy in his closet, doesn't he? They manage to free Bart's mom, but they run into the Beard Twins again. And our hero just murdered a pair of twins who were differently abled. Nice. Then for no real reason than because it's dramatically convenient, Dr. T gets the drop on them. You cannot escape, Mrs. Collins. I will have you for my beard. Bride!
My side is still on top. Your side is on the bottom.
You are so not a top. Who do you think you're kidding?
But it's not enough for Dr. T to just gloat in his moment of triumph. He has to put everything on hold so his regiment of doughy guards can have a little parade.
Now isn't that too glorious? Our nasty team notorious.
And now they're goose-stepping. Well done, Mr. Geisel.
And they're heiling him, too. Heil Twiddledick.
Hooray! We are victorious!
Alas, poor Johnson. Alas, poor Whitney. I knew them. Fellows of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. My gorge rises at their fate. You shall be avenged!
Wait, you're upset that the Jews are dead? That isn't how you Nazi.
I hate myself. I want to tell you to not include that joke in the review, but I can't. I'm so sorry.
Dr. T orders Bart and Plumber Pants to be taken to the dungeon, and oh my god, they brought out the GIMP!
Family approved.
Down, please.
First floor dungeon. Assorted simple tortures. Molten lead, chopping blocks, and hot boiling oil.
Look at this. The first real emotion that Plumber Pants has shown, and it's absolute mortification at seeing this white actor done up in body paint so he looks African-American, and what little we can see of his face under his hood is literally black. What is this, blackface squared? Oh my god, do you have any idea how offensive that is?
Basement dungeon. Everybody out.
Dr. T throws his prisoners into a cage. I understand him wanting to keep Bart around because the 4,990 fingers of Dr. T just sounds clunky, but why is he keeping Plumber Pants alive? Inspired by Plumber Pants' air freshener, Bart gets the idea to make a device that'll foil Dr. T's plan by sucking all the sound out of the room, so he makes his sound fix by dumping random crap into a bucket.
Science does not work that way!
Bubble gum, ping pong ball, jackknife, buttons, yo-yo, checkers, top, whistle, buckle, marble. Well, that ought to do it.
I never made one of these before, and the stuff that I put in there, well, it's a kind of a revolutionary principle. It might be dangerous. It might even be atomic.
Atomic?
Of course it might be atomic, because 50s. The guards fetch Bart to join the other 499 boys who have just arrived.
Attention! Attention, everyone in the Terwilliger Institute. Down below me, joyful and eager, my students are awaiting our date with destiny.
And because he has a date with destiny, or more accurately, 500 little boys, he has to look his most fabulous.
Come on and dress me, dress me, dress me in my finest array. 'Cause just in case you haven't heard, today's Do-me-do day. Dress me in my silver garters, dress me in my diamond studs. 'Cause I'm going do-me-doing in my do-me-do duds. I want my undulating undies with the marabou frills.
You keep those undulating undies away from the kids, you freak!
Dress me up from top to bottom, dress me up from tip to toe. Dress me up in silk and spinach, for today is do-me-do. Do-me-do day, do-me-do day. So come and dress me in the blossoms of a million pink trees. Come on and dress me up in liverwurst and camembert cheese.
I'm noticing that Bart isn't here to witness any of this.
No, he isn't. He's at every other point in the story, since this is happening from his point of view, so of course it would make sense that he's present throughout the entire movie. But in this case, his narrative had to take a little break so he could see Dr. T singing about his very peculiar tastes. He finally ends up looking like this, but he can't conduct the kids, since that sound fix thing actually works somehow.
What's that? What's that you've got in your hand there, Collins?
You're finished. You're washed up. You can't make us play a note.
I can't I?
If you come any closer, I'll blow you to smithereens.
Is it atomic?
Yes, sir. Very atomic.
Atomic?
We gotta look up what that means! To the library, men!
I think that's the fastest they've moved the entire movie.
Will you free my mother?
You free his mother.
Will you free my father?
Free his father.
Will you free us kids?
Yes. He has all 500 of you can go free.
Now say you're a codfish.
I'm a codfish.
Louder!
I'm a codfish!
So they're all free, and... Aw, that kid actually wanted to be a part of this. Poor little guy.
He was told this was going to be the Hogwarts of music. You let that baby play the piano, damn it!
Hey, kids! We will now play the most beautiful piece ever written. Shall we? Ready now! 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a play!
Wow. I know you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, but that was fast. Oh, and look, number 19 is a little baby Bob show. And then this bizarre but ultimately happy ending is interrupted by that sound fix stuff exploding because it actually was atomic. I'd say it was a last-minute addition made by the producers to make things more interesting, but why would they start making that kind of intervention now? But it turns out that it was all a dream. Which we already knew since the beginning of the movie, so everything was completely pointless.
What's the matter with you? What goes on?
The bomb! The bomb! Are you all right?
Bomb? What bomb?
Yeah, right. Anyone says the word bomb in the 1950s, and you're ducking and covering.
Holy gosh, I must have doped off, Pop.
Pop?
I mean, Mr. Zablodowski.
What happened, partner? Did you hurt your thumb?
Sure, when you hurt yours.
Me? Well, I
Oh my god, his dreams become reality! He's baby Freddy Krueger! Then, for no reason, Plumber Pants notices that Bart's mom isn't all that hard to look at. Oh dear, he's gonna spend half of his life behind a lot of keyholes.
I have some shopping downtown. Would you mind dropping me?
I'd be happy to, Mrs. Collins. You know, I got a feeling
Yeah, me too.
I'm in love with my mother, too.
How would you like to...
Yes.
Hey, how'd you like to go fishing with me this weekend, Bart?
For bigmouth bass,
Oh, sure, if it's okay with your ma.
you got a deal.
Wait, what? He gets all Twitter-pated from looking at Mom, and the first thing he does is ask her son out on a date? Plumber Pants and Mom drive off together, and the movie ends with Bart happily running off to play ball with Max, because absolutely nothing was keeping him from just doing that since the beginning. So that was the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T, and as fortunate as we are to have grown up with the works of Dr. Seuss, we're not really missing much by skipping this one. I can see Seuss writing a book based on the premise of a little boy having to contend with a crazy piano teacher, but as a movie, it really doesn't work. It's slow, the plot is stretched out to practically nothing, not helped by how we know that it's all a dream right off the bat. The subplot of Bart latching on to his mom's plumber is weird. The art direction is all over the place, ranging from appropriately Seussian, more usually if you can pull the camera back far enough, to just looking like any musical of the time, and worst of all, it's a musical from which you won't remember any of the music. Hans Conried was great as Dr. T, but unfortunately, he's upstaged by our heroes who are unintentionally just as creepy, if not creepier. So let's all be thankful for Dr. Seuss for giving us his books and his TV specials, and be thankful that you didn't have to watch this movie in its entirety. See you later.
First floor dungeon. Assorted simple tortures. Molten lead, chopping blocks, and hot boiling oil. Second floor dungeon. Jewelry department. Leg chains, ankle chains, neck chains, wrist chains, thumb screws and nooses of the very finest rope. Third floor dungeon. Household appliances. Spike beds, electric chairs, gas chambers, roasting pots, and scalping devices. Basement dungeon. Everybody out.
I've changed into my Seussian smoking jacket. It's time for some lovin'.
Ew.
Oh yes, you like that, don't you?
No.
Mr. Smee.
No.
Oh, that's very good, Captain.
Now I'm gonna start thinking about the Smeelings.
Ah! That's where the Smeelings came from! Smee is the mother somehow.